I guess I should have did lighting or something. So this is going to be a run through and just getting the feel of it. I have not really been conscious of any videos for over a year, I think. And with this YouTube page, it's a break from Facebook, but it's time to start speaking truth to power. I have to be back. These last few years have been so amazing, is a word. We have to get it how we live. You know, if I'm supposed to be about a certain thing, I have to represent that in all aspects of my life. And for these last few years, since February 1st, 2018, I've been a resident of Woodhouse. That's Women in Transition. When I say one of my last nerves is almost worked, it was. And to my credit, for 2 years, I abstained from physical altercation with anyone here, but verbal was there. My residents here had me host a few fights, and I'm glad to say I win. I don't go into nothing losing. But when I look back at it, was it necessary? Hell, yeah. You have to. You have to do what you got to do, and I don't encourage nor do I discourage a person from protecting themselves, taking care of themselves. I guess our city is being back open. There's no longer the requirement to wear a mask in public. People are getting vaccinated. Will I go? Hell, no, not at all. Um, my biggest thing is cohabitating with mommy. I lost my brother about 2 weeks ago. Rena passed away, and his home going was Saturday, last Saturday. And I just got to give a shout out to all the boss players, Monopoly Boys, and HBO, just the foundations, you know. And people came and showed up and showed out, and that's what we do. And myself, I've been in over a year. I just kind of withdrew from that life, you know, period. But I'm back in, looking forward to moving. Everything here is packed. I wish I would have put the webcam up or I was able to pan this room. But I got everything in boxes. I'm not in a rush as far as moving because I want to get a sort of big, spacious place, me and mommy. I'm looking at houses, 2 bedroom houses. Holler at your girl, Crystal Adams. Can you please get in touch with your father and tell your father that Queen is looking for a place? Now, I haven't seen Milford in about a few years, but I believe your dad's one of the most kick ass real estate agents in the state of Colorado. And for what I'm trying to do, I would like some input and some advice. Or maybe he can schedule a conference with myself, mommy, and him. I'm looking at Littleton, Thornton, Northland. I'm definitely not looking at nothing in Aurora. And Denver's going to be out south, 34, Marion, that way.
It's three
Or,
o'clock.
oh, look at that. Or to the north, it's going to be 104th, 105th. Because we just really need this time. I haven't really seen mommy since we nuts homecoming. And today, she was like losing it. She was like buckling at the knees, and it's really taking a toll on her. And I try to keep a poker face because when we're out and about, you know, it's lights, camera, action. But the loss of my brother has uh, affected me in a lot of ways. Just the thought that he's never, I mean, it's like, I don't know. But I'm blessed to say I am always into necromancy and necrophilia, per se, where I've always communed with those who passed on. And there's been a few times where he grabs me by my two toes, my big toe and the next one, and he pulls me down like he's always done in life. And I'm very, very aware of his presence. I know firsthand just because a person passes in this life, that energy doesn't dissipate. I mean, I've always been aware and I've always been able to commune with those that we say are no longer here, but they're always here. The body's just a shell. And once the shell is through, the air that we breathed in expels back into the universe. And literally, I say he's everywhere when they never there. And I'm learning so many things that I really didn't really pay attention to. You know, when we have people around us, we can take them for granted. But when you're put in a situation to be separated from people, whether it's jail, hospital, you know, anything, you have a lot of thinking to do. And this brother of mine was so big on Area 51 and a lot of other things. I'm going to say sort of like X Files type of stuff. And I never really paid that much attention. I didn't have a disinterest, but I didn't really get studies with that. And so I've been doing some reading and honoring knowledge is research. You know, you don't just take something and run with it. We study to show ourselves approved. I don't know how this is going to be. I know I'm doing a lot of, and I'm 6 minutes and 45 seconds in. This platform's kind of new. I dare say I'm a virgin with YouTube. And so I'm learning. I am going to try to schedule informative content. My channel is not for kids at all. You know, I'm subject to go foul with my language any minute because queens can do anything. And I get on this page or, you know, do get something from me. It's each one, reach one, teach one. And that's the concept we're doing. A few spoiler alerts that I am working on or manifesting this season is one is for trans by trans. And having been a member of the Planning Council from 2013 to 2018, that's 6 years exactly. Normally, a person could be on the Planning Council 3 years, take a year off, and then go back if they're voted back or whatever. But I did six straight on my head and really got an idea, a feel, and somewhat knowledge of how our human services is ran in the state of Colorado. And I dare say anything that happens in Colorado is straight to Washington, D.C. So we are the standard of what's going on. However, Colorado is amendment two, and which is okay. I don't knock anybody, but I'm pro queen. I'm pro me. And being in women's services has been a blessing and a curse, especially these last few years at Woodhouse has really, like I say, I don't know, it's learning, it's learning, it's learning. And I realize there's a lot of work to be done between the trans community and cis community. And education is the first thing because we fear what we don't know. You know, right away, if I were to tell someone a concept or idea that may be foreign to them, the first thing is to negate it. Or my favorite, let me see. Be careful what you ask for because you're gonna get it sometimes. And I don't like the peek and tell and kiss and tell. I love anticipation myself. And when I meet somebody, I mean, I'm a size queen, we know. But I'm not just going to nobody for their goodie say, I can wait. Everything's perspective. And to have that pleasant shock surprise where it's there, is a good thing. And the opposite of that would be, oh no, it's about to be some furniture moving. And I think I've could say unashamedly, I cut a nigga from his asshole to his appetite if he ain't got the right swipe. and don't play with it. You know, you can't. If you ain't packing some, do not ask for none. You know, and I'm just gonna keep it real. I'm not about to play with it and on no level. And is that all it's about? No. But who wants to waste their time playing games? No. Uh. I do queen size, queen size. Fun size, I don't know. We can just, I don't know, kick that to one of the little girls. You know, I don't know. But Wit House is women in transition. I literally knew every resident here prior to my residency here. And with the lack of information, I was appalled, to put it bluntly. How are we a part of a program called empowerment where ignorance was just the status quo? You know what I'm saying? My papa used to say, you got all these people, women specifically, running around with $100 worth of hairdo to cover a nickel's worth of brains. That's not the tea, honey. That's not cute. If we focus more on educating and elevating, it ain't gonna worry about what your outside is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it all comes. Nobody wants to be half-assed. I get it, but sometimes what we focus on, it takes our focus from us. Because if I'm focusing on achieving or gaining understanding, or if I'm coming from a knowledgeable foundation, of course everything I do is going to be on fleek. But if I'm coming from just pretty, God ain't stuck on pretty. And we know he don't like ugly. But there's got to be a medium to get to beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Pretty is a pretense. Pretty is patent. Pretty is pleasant if you want to be one of the pretty people. But after pretty, you got to move into beautiful. You know, the virtuous woman is a woman that's going to work with her hands. Use your head and stay out the bed. And in this game, you'll get ahead. You know what I'm saying? There's so many ways with the head to go further than the bed. Anticipation is a big thing. You know, to not know, to have those feelings inside, you know, to just be warm, almost bubbling, you know, to be sizzling, you know, to feel is what's real. You know, I would say I'm priceless in many ways because I don't have a price, but I do base my life on my feelings. It's a certain person or people that make me feel a certain way. And I'm 49 as of April 29th. So when I say there's a person in this world that just makes my liver quiver, somebody knows what I'm saying. I mean, it's not too much money you can put to that. Oh, I'm not turning down nothing like that. Believe me, I'm gonna get mine from the top, the bottom, and the sides. Queen is gonna win every time. However, when it's natural, you know, truly I can say this. I have a full size, grown ass managed king. And every time I see this individual from day one to this day, I'm like, I'm be on my side. And I can whatever reason. And to me, that's real. That's real. It's real. It's real. And if a person stacked up bundles, I mean, if I were given $2 or $3 million a day from one individual, other than that, I think I would still have to trade my gold for silver on that one, or I would still fiend for a king because queens can't do ordinary things. I have to always go above and beyond, and I live an extraordinary life. I do. I do. I have been able, especially in this environment, so I speak, so it be, literally, to speak things into existence as if they were, and to watch it come to pass. It never ceases to amaze me. The things, the desires of a heart, and they change. You know, it changes a lot. Um, these last few years, I had really been focusing on school, just in my head, just really wanting to go back to school. And after I started writing it in my notebooks and, really speaking it, just saying it, lo and behold, within 3 or 4 days of applying, I was enrolled into AIU and criminal justice. So I was getting an associate's of science in criminal justice. And um, my little brother passed away. Like I was saying, it's so new. It's not even been a month. And probably I just haven't really dealt with it. But then I have because he was a person. He was in the world. I can understand like how you have a baby and it, like a week or two, it passes away. Death is death. It's not to negate anything, but you really didn't bond and get to know that person. But Allah blessed me with a brother for over 30 years. And I remember the day my mother brought this individual home. To me, going through things in life where I can cry to him, and 9 times out of 10, he would fight for me, advocate for me. When we lost our grandmother, they were having a big thing at one of my uncle's house. Prior to that, my uncle's got a band called Strength, and they were acting funny about me playing in the band. And when I say my little brother went in, and he was like, "Fuck that, we gonna make our own band." It would be things like that where I just thank God, to be connected to another individual and to know no matter what, this person got my back. Then there was other times, oh, we fought. I mean, it's like I can remember on my way to school one day, going up the stairs, he was annoying me. So I picked up something and threw it down the stairs to get him. And mommy was at the top of the stairs and she caught me with a right hook so fast. And I think I went to school kind of, swelled up if I didn't have a black eye already because mommy wasn't playing about her baby. Then there was other times when he would want to fight me. And because I'm older and I'm just, fooling myself, I'm like, I'm not gonna let him beat me up. And it was one time I think he ran me around the parking lot a few times when I stayed on Macon, and just how life was. But for the most part, here at Rithouse, he would come over and we kicked it. And I'm just honestly gonna be for real. My little brother would pick up anything of mine in the world like he was just entitled to it. But he knows my principle, my life about material things. I don't care. I mean, there's nothing I have in this world right now, to my knowledge, that I'm taking to, that last breath. There's nothing I have right now that's life or death value to me, but I would still be upset because he wouldn't ask. He's always been like that. Whether I can get something from school or I'm buying something and I come home, he's been in my room, or, he likes devices. And he was asking for phones. And my husband was going to school at Lincoln Tech and had like a little recorder, a voice recorder thing for school. And we would come right over, pick it up, and then go across the street back to mama's like it ain't nothing. And I didn't really care. I didn't. But I always wanted him just to ask me. And then when you feel like, okay, my big sister got it, I guess your big sister got it. And it would amaze me sometimes because now I'm really into gadgets. And I got little things, big things. I got like little miniature keyboards, uh, high tech stuff, And I've never given a damn about any of that. But everything I have is a constant reminder of my little brother. And it's been a while since I've been with baby boy, and he was at the homegoing, and I haven't spoken with him since, and that kind of weighs me down. But then I look at life, and I sort of been inside, and mommy calls me a lot. I haven't been visiting her like I should, and just being there. So this move together is really big for me, but we need space. I mean, me and mommy is like It's oil and water sometimes. We're two sides of the same coin. And when people would tell me that, I would be so upset. But then I looked at it for real. Mommy has always been my role model. There's nothing this little girl from Portland, Mississippi, who once in this lifetime, I dare say, even picked cotton. Nothing she does amazes me. From being a school teacher to being a catalog model to being that woman of the street, that, pharmacist at times in life, to just being everything. I mean, when I was a little girl, we would go to church, and from church right across the street, mommy would sell burritos and bootleg. I mean, it wasn't no joke. And she was always, even today, having her hands in several incomes at once. So you don't want to just get one income and then you got a problem. That's it. That's all. And so she taught me basically to be everywhere when they're never there, as far as money goes. So I'm blessed to have several sources of income. I have not entertained the SSI or food stamps in over 2 years. I don't do none of that. But my icebox has never been empty. There's no shortage of anything I need. Probably I'm living excessively sometimes. And I just say everything I get from life, I get straight up from mommy. And my father as well. Jimmy Lee Spires was a hustler, straight up and down, just from restaurants to daycares to just pharmacy. And when you have examples like that in your life of what to do, it's easy to steer clear of what not to do. And I'm very humble and grateful that mommy made it to me today. She came and was here for about 2 hours and just everything. I'm looking at my mother and age is there. She's getting older and it's only right. It's no brainer for me that the same person that brought me here and kept, crap off my ass, got me together when I couldn't. It's only natural. It's never ever been any question that when my mother was older, I would take care of her no matter what. And to be able to go and get a house, and one of the places I looked at was a 3 bedroom, and in this market here in Colorado, it was cheap, 1,300, I believe, and 2 bedrooms is like 1,008. And I seen a 3 bedroom house, but I'm looking around. I'm gonna look at probably about 40 places. I'm gonna be rounded off and really look and go and speak and meet and email and do virtual whatever. But I want to get us a place that I'm gonna sit down in. I'm not ready to move around. I don't like moving, and when I do get somewhere, I work it out hook or crook. I got to, no matter what, because I'm not big on a lot of moving. And just me and mommy, and then I got brother, and then I got baby boy, and family is everything. If you're not in line with the body that God gives you, how are you gonna put His house in order if your house isn't in order? I shouldn't be in no mosque. I shouldn't be in no church. I shouldn't be in no synagogue. Anywhere where there's the words, the Torah, the Pentateuch, the Quran, the Holy Bible. Anywhere if I'm living in a lot of turmoil. Because if your house is not in order, you cannot put my Creator's house in order. So, meaning you can't be at odds with your brother, sister, cousin, mom, dad fighting. Got a lot of things going on in your home, and then going to a service once a week. That's not what you do. Even though there's adversary going on, people look for leadership to be stable. You can't every way the wind blows. And I didn't realize I was being instilled and endowed with, as I believe in what I say, because when my mother came to me at 3:30 in the morning to tell me about my brother, I knew first of all I have to be strong for her. It's not gonna do for all of us to be, fainting and breaking down at the same time. My first thought is protect my queen, and being there for her and displaying strength fortified myself. I didn't want to be questioning God, doubting God, falling off of my faith or my square and just lose it, and just like, Lord, take me now and all that other. Where I felt, even as she spoke to me, the validity of her words, but because I didn't see him right away, it wasn't real. It's not even now. I am blessed to have a live stream of my brother's homegoing, but I'm not trying to watch no video or anything like that until I'm turning the key in the next destination Allah has for me. Moving away from here is going to do a lot as far as some memories, that we've had here. Mommy getting her out of that environment where we start new. It's not like we going on without him or minus him. Oh no. Uh, we go stronger. We go with sisterhood, solidarity, and action. And being from the divine bloodline of a Tucker, we have to set a standard. We set a trend. Uh, when my grandmother passed away, it wasn't no, oh my God, Lord, woe is me. Because we know beyond a shadow of a doubt where Tita was going. In life, she lived that. And so when there's a passing, other than the selfishness of, I'm not going to see this person, but as far as their state of mind, their intent, their thinking, where they going, I can truly say, if I ever subscribe to guardian angels, I do now because I'm always feeling my little brother. Even before that, my sister had passed in 2018 August, and me and Allah kind of got into it about that because she was my baby sister, and I'm like, Lord, just I don't understand it. But instead of voicing, being all over town, being an author of confusion, I kind of withdrew, and that had been on my mind a long time. I mean, it was just there. And one of my sisters came and got me last year, Corinthia Brown from Don't Look Back. And her son had passed away December 22nd on mommy's birthday. And I was looking at her like, girl, how you dealing? It's like, what do you do? And she said, Alexis, God gives us a birthday, a dash, and a death day. We have to accept Allah's will in everything we do. I mean, how can I say I'm a faith? And that shows a lack of faith. Not to say Allah's will is good, it's perfect, and it's acceptable. Oh, believe me, a part of me is like forever in recess. Is like just not, you know. But the family that prays together stays together. I was overwhelmed at my brother's homegoing because it was about 300 family and friends, and I haven't been out in like 2 years. I just haven't been out. And Tianda's boys are men. I mean, I'm looking at these young men with facial hair, mustaches, and it's like the last time I seen them, we rushing them off to school, like to go meet this bus and get your ass on somewhere and come back and learn something, Tay Tay. And this man is married and got a woman and living his life. And I still think about the day Tianda brought him home. Time has really made me conscious of time because, like I said, these last few years I've been in, and it's been by choice. And the people I've really been closest to, they understood. There wasn't nobody stressing me, tripping on me, just worrying me about nothing. I just laid down for a minute, but I was in my home. I was able to do an effective ministry every day. People came to me as far as clothes, food, showers, baths, or anything, resources and referrals. I got to really spend some time getting to know. This sounds so cliche, but the man of my dreams, truly, just no matter what. I mean, it's like I'm able to be me in all situations. I can't be fake. I can't be less than or a figment of. And when I say sometimes I cannot stand myself and have to sit down, I say this man is the most valuable thing as far as reality in life because he does understand. I'm not saying we don't have issues and problems. I mean, everybody do, I guess. But for the most part, he allows me to be me. And after being in relationships that were kind of controlling or, just other than, I can breathe. I can breathe. And it's just all this time in now, the building I'm in has been here probably, I'm going to say 50 years, if not more. And they're going to tear it down. They're going to literally, with a bulldozer, demolish this place and rebuild it. And it's about time because I've been through 3 managers here. Literally, I lines them up and knocks them down when it comes to my business. And that's one thing I'm not going to play with. And I'm very unapologetic because I gave warnings. When I first moved here, it was this Caucasian guy. And he kept fucking around. Every time somebody knocked on the window or the door, he's asking people for damn IDs and he wants to make a Xerox copy of your ID. Like, who the fuck does that? And so mommy's visiting me one day and he did that. And literally, I can say within 3 days of that, he was literally in a straitjacket on his way somewhere seeking mental health. Truly. And I'm so unapologetic about that because I would kill a dead dog and drown a drop of water about my queen. You can take that to the bank. And so next, this brother, and I do like him. I respect him now more so because I'm out of a situation, but I felt boxed in. I felt I had to defend myself. I felt as if I was going to war, like all the time. Just, I don't know what it was, just a phase I went through or just feeling fucked with at that time. And like I say, lines them up. And now there was another manager, this black woman, lesbian is the kindest way I could say that. And for whatever reason, she fixated on me. And it's to the point now, this woman has not said a word to me, has not looked at me, has not had a thought for me, which is probably the best thing that this person can do right about now. Because I'm not about to play with nothing and nobody. I'm very grown. I do grown up things. Look like I need managed. No. And but that's where that went. And when I say to her credit, she didn't last counting time. And that's that. Um, so some were in attendance for Arena's homegoing. My aunts, Joyce, my aunt Betty or Tilly. I don't want to leave anybody out. Sherelle, of course. Oh my God, interesting. My aunts, mommy's sisters, is just pillars. They are pillars. Genesis and Isis were there, strong, just there. Tianda and her squad, Haley and Brandon, Matthew, the Wichita crew was there. I mean, it was, yeah, I thought I was in Wichita for a minute. I did when I walked in. And God is good in all things, it is. And like I say, I'm going to get enough fortitude or nerve. I can admit to a little cowardness, being a little cowardly about this video because I'm not ready for that now. And who knows if I get ready or I can plan a picnic, but I cannot yet. Um, I don't know how this is gonna happen, but my goal, my desire, is to be in a new address, sort of empowerment free, and me and mommy, you know, my immediate family and friends, my godchildren, my godson, you know that I don't want to be in this environment here because I did a lot of inside time because I feel like a pit bull around a bunch of poodles, and we know the outcome. So you keep the big dog put up and let them handle all the little problems because if there's a big problem, she comes. But so far, everything managed to stay small because the biggest thing that got me through my residency here is I love it when someone talks behind my back. That's the best position in life to kiss my ass. I mean, there's no other way to my ass but behind my back because I'm not throwing my legs up in the air like that for nobody, by the way. I'm not. And when I say everything was small, talk is talk is talk. But at the same time, in the midst of it, miraculously, there was bonding. There is bonding with me and every woman here because there's those times, one on one or even groupish, where we have real conversations and we talk. And out of respect for myself, I wouldn't mention, you know, everybody's name 1 through 9 because that's not that serious unless someone asked me or gave me permission. I'm gonna always be integral about everything I do and just virtuous. So I had a conversation tonight about who was the closest person to Jesus or a person after God's own heart. And the answer given to me was Moses. And I said right away, no, because Moses was a murderer. Moses killed a man before he left, you know, the Pharaoh's house and all this. Because Moses was found by the Pharaoh's daughter in the Nile River. And so he was a Hebrew by birth. And murder is always big. I mean, just anybody, most of God's people did have something going on. He wasn't just looking for perfection. He chooses whom he will. That's why we have these stories to let you know in your imperfections that you can be chosen and called of God, but we don't fake the funk. You know, if you ain't got it, they used to say fake it till you make it. If you fake it, it's just fake it. I'm about to be the realest of the fake all the time. I'm not gonna play with nothing. I quit school because of recess. I didn't even want to play with, you know, that type of stuff. So my first thought, even then, is going to be Abraham. Abraham was the father of many nations. Abraham spoke to his own father, Terah, and said, because you guys are serving multiple gods, I'm breaking off. So he went out and stepped out on faith. And Abraham was the mark, you know, for all of us to aspire to. The Abrahamic covenant, circumcision was through Abraham, laws and statutes through Abraham. And but my favorite story in the thought of Abraham's compassion would be when the angels came to speak to him about Sodom and Gomorrah. Abraham talked to these people, bargained from 50 to 10. Like, y'all, if it's 50 people, don't kill them all. Imagine to be in a position to fight with God, to argue with God about a decision he made, but you like, no, Lord, I don't agree with that. You know what I'm saying? I think this can be done. You have to really be close to the creator to even be in that position. I mean, not to only have the voice of God, but to also respond in kind to our creator. So that was big for me. Then I thought about King David. David was um, a peeping Tom, if you want to say that. He was a murderer because he sent Uriah, that was Bathsheba's husband, to the front line to be killed. And when he got with her, they had a baby, and the first baby passed away. My people were doing sacrifices then. When we talk about Belial, I think most of the people at that time, their first child, it would be an offering to the gods for more fertility, you know? And why people would do whatever if you're not in that climate, you're not in that time, we really can't say. But just as we know better, we show better. And if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be where we are today. So it is what it is. Um, Jezebel was a woman of worth. Without her, the city of Jericho would not have been taken. She was like putting scarlet garment up where the people of God could see the 300. And when they walked around the city 7 times and the walls really fell. So Jezebel and her house were saved and honored. So she still did as she did, but because she was for real, we got to come in spirit and truth. And Allah hates a liar. Jezebel has been honored. There are 16 different women that are mentioned in our Bibles. And to even be a woman mentioned in the Bible, it shows something very big. It had to be pertinent to the story because you got to think around this time, there was a lot of misogynism going on. These men were having wives, harems, concubines, mistresses, sisters, just, it was a lot. You know what I'm saying? These men were doing a lot. And Naomi and Ruth is, who I think about, by the way. Esther and Queen Vashti. Esther, under the guidance of her uncle Mordecai, was in a position for the king to have him recall an edict to destroy all the Jews. I would not be here today if it weren't for Queen Esther. Uh, Miriam, Elizabeth, uh, there's so many women of God that were notable and named. And that's gonna be my focus as I continue my journey into the Quran and reading the Bible. And always just seeking knowledge. It's just always to study to show myself approved. And like I say, y'all, it's been a journey. It's been a journey. And I guess if I wasn't shaking so much at the foot, I keep feeling Weasel grab my toe, like my big toe in the next one, and he pulls my feet down literally. And I know, I know 1,000,000% sure. I know as I breathe that my little brother has been very present. Even when mommy came to me and was like, "Don't let her cry." I mean, my brothers will not be in a position to see mommy cry at all. I mean, it's like I think we all hate that. Like it's the worst thing ever to see my queen distressed for anything. And my thing is to fix it. I don't have to have no understanding. I can be wrong as two left shoes. But when it comes to me saying my mother cried, the first thing I think of is physical violence against something, someone, some person. But I'm about to make it stop hook or crook. And I don't know how everybody feels about their parent. And I take that part where it says honor your mother and father and all will go well with you. Anybody who doesn't acknowledge their mother's virtue or their mother's feelings or what makes her sad or mad or what makes her happy or sad, I don't know what to say. I just don't. I couldn't imagine a world of life where the woman that brought me here, I would not be ready to give my own life for. I mean, straight up. And to live together after, I don't know, 20 years of marriage. I've been out the house for a while, you know. Um, the whole thought, I mean, I always knew it wasn't a problem for me, no issue. But it seemed like time had went fast. Like, where was these last 20 years at? Because one day, as a little girl, I said I would never leave home. I used to tell mommy that all the time. I'm not going nowhere. It's going to take an act of Congress to get me out this house. And I really meant that. And then getting married or prior to that, leading up to that, I couldn't get out the house fast enough. But when I left, I didn't rush back home because I wanted to see what I can do for myself. And I'm pretty confident that my mother has given me multiple skills to pay the bills. That as a parent, I think I learned a lot. I'm independent, I'm self sufficient. I don't have to worry about nothing either way. I'm very integral with my word, whereas what I say is what it is. I don't sugarcoat nothing. I don't got to lie about nothing to nobody at no time. I know I'm not about to get no whooping at no time unless mommy do it, and I run from her even then, and I get on and do my thing. But I'm looking forward to Allah's presence, and I'm looking forward to the month of May. Just the month of May is like mothers, you know, the first mother, um, aunties, grandmothers, sisters, daughters, and I think May is very maternal. So I look forward to petitioning my Arisha, Isis. I'm going to be on her so much, Mama Baluka, and to get that energy to me. You know, I want the best place. I'm not um, going beyond humble, but a child of God is never known for begging bread. God takes care of his people. And truly, when I say that's the fact, it's a fact. And if my father owns the whole world, why shouldn't I enjoy the fatness thereof? And so other people feel like you gotta do without, you gotta be slacking, you gotta walk around with a bitter beer face or like you gotta suck the lemon. That ain't representing no kingdom living at all. Because if you know the world is yours when you wake up, how can you be defeated when you've already been completed? You know what I'm saying? I don't compete with anything, anybody at no time. I complete the assignments that the Creator gives me every day. So when I say, Allah, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Give me this day my daily bread, and forgive me my trespass as I forgive those who trespass against me. Lead me not into temptation, but deliver me from the evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Inshallah. And when I do my prayer, it's a daily reminder that I win. You know, just standing up, 10 toes down to the ground. I win. You know, I was born to win. And I can't be defeated because God already told me no weapon formed against me is going to prosper. Yeah, people are going to form weapons. People are going to do what they want to do. That's the way of the world. But for me to know the same creator that gave me my first breath will call my last on his will, on his time, and that my life isn't a fluke, it's not an accident. I have a purpose, a very purpose driven life. And the best part of life to me, even as a little girl baking mud pies and putting grass in my mommy's pots and pans, playing big girl house, you know, as a kid. I knew because it was an example I saw that my great grandmother, Amanda Tucker Big Mama, took care of her mother, Grandma Pig. My grandmother and her seven sisters and her brothers took care of Big Mama. I don't have the idea, the desire, or a thought of putting none of mine anywhere. If it was my brother, if it was my niece, if it was my son, anybody in my family that is getting elder or can't function or need any assistance, that's a no-brainer. That's a no-brainer. And that's what we do. But the whole thing is a family that prays together stays together. And that's one of the biggest points of it is we've always put God in the middle. And that's the example I've had growing up. I mean, there's prayers for everything. Somebody getting on the highway, somebody being born, somebody's marriage in trouble. You know, just my teacher, when I say was a praying woman, and that shows, you know, the fruit don't fall too far from the tree. You know what I'm saying? And I pray. I do everything. Believe me, I do. Times 10 sometimes. But there's nothing I do that my God's not a part of. I don't exclude him from nothing. If I'm a drink, whether it be eat or drink, I'm going to drink to the glory of God. Whether it's smoke a cigarette, smoke a blunt, or smoke anything, it's going to be to the glory of God. I don't play no games. I can't. And that's all I try to encourage, you know, my people today, just this day. Try whatever you're doing to bring Allah on the journey with you today. Let him in. Just anything you're doing. Or if you're doing something that you feel he shouldn't be party to, I don't understand it because he sees all anyway. I mean, right now, if you want to go use the bathroom, he's present. If you're having a sexual situation, he's present. If you're stealing something from the mall, he's present. If you're cursing somebody out, he's present. He's in everything. And so I say, if you can't beat him, join him. I'd rather him be everything and anything I do and have a reassurance and a solid foundation of who I am than to be out here lost in the sauce and not knowing. You know, there's a lot of people who don't know, you know, who have not heard the voice or have not had a call, or if they have, it's been so long in life that, you know, it's probably dull and forgotten. So I pray during our awakening, which was 2020, but you know, some people kind of late. You don't want to just, everybody's not jumping up, yes sir, no sir, drill sergeant. It takes a while, but for those still in the process of awakening, awaken and add this endowment to you. Whatsoever you do, whether it be eat or drink, do all things to the glory of God. Let's don't half-ass nothing. You know, you're not living no half-ass life. My incredible God deserves a credible praise. And when I say that, I do. I mean, it's like everybody's got something to say. People are going to judge you. People are going to tell you whatever. But anybody's business with Allah is their own. There's not a person who has not done something concerning Mott, the laws of Mott. And with Mott, there's 42 laws. We're going to get into that. Hopefully, the next video I do, we're going to talk about that as opposed to Leviticus. In the Bible, we get thou shalt not, and all this. With Mott, it's basically, Lord, I have not offended anything today. Lord, I have not stole anything. Not saying thou shalt not. See, it's a difference with these words. We're going to really focus on the spelling spell into these educational institutions, so called. It was to take us from our spirit. You know, we are spiritual beings. We manifest a lot of things and we excel in all things, whether it be sports, you know, something about that melon that's going to propel us above and beyond. Instruments, music, just anything. You see, when Sugar Hill came with the breaks or our origin of this rap game, do you know there's not anything that you can think of now that doesn't have some kind of hip hop undertone to it? And before we had our music misappropriated and taken, Elvis just blues, speeded up. Country music It's just blues with a twang. Everything we do has been put into practice, put into use, and we know we're the head and not the tail, you know. And like I say, this is my first video. I'm probably do some playback and probably see some editing or think of other things, but most likely I don't because by me being Sufi, SUFI, that's simple. It's plain. I'm not trying to keep up with nothing, anybody. My platform is unique to me because here I am. What you see is what you get. I don't have no effects. I don't have no makeup kit, no brush, foundation, or whatever they call it. What did we say? Enhanced, digitally enhanced. No, what you see is what it is, just straight up and down. I probably got on a little foundation because I got up feeling some kind of way. But other than that, mm. And like I say, she's 49, and I'm ready to just speak truth to power at all times. I am honored and awe of Leslie Harrod. I think as far as Colorado, one of the women, she's doing a lot. This woman is so on it. And so I'm gonna get into some things with her. Even as I speak, I'm really taking notes and writing because I want to have a platform that's kind of structured, but the spirit be like the wind. The wind comes here and there, up and down. And I want to be flexible all the time where I'm not locked in to just one thing. But even during my flexibility, I want to stay theme oriented. I don't want everybody just, okay, what's she doing now? But to have some kind of purpose, even with this platform of sharing. So I mentioned I am Sufi. So I'm going to be doing one-on-one with that, like a basic introduction to what it is, what it means, breaking that down. Um, Politics, I never really gave a damn about what made politics. I didn't care. But at the same time, being a criminal justice major, I have to acknowledge the criminal system's being put up for a reason. But as D, as I prepare through education to analyze, to cipher, to dissect criminal justice as we know it for my people, I'm already knowing through the grace of Allah change is there. And even this what I know. If the change ain't nothing but the head, it starts somewhere. And to really just have that information, I see me better being able to oversee Positively Trans Colorado as the executive director. I brought the trans agenda here to the state of Colorado in 2016 as a stakeholder in a directive. There were several people, two young men, Anthony, both named were Anthony, and Sarah from Vivint Health now. Before it was Vivint Health, it was a whole nother name. I can't even think of it. But I've been blessed. I've been so blessed on this journey. And my time inside, I really can't say what's going to happen, but I'm going to be utilizing every opportunity I get to share, to speak out. And I think this was a question and answer forum, but I dare say it wasn't nobody up. And that's just it. That's the first one. But my baby brother hasn't been, like I say, out of our reality over a month. It's still new. And mommy and I and my other brother, Ernie, and my baby do need to get together and as a family try to reconcile um, my little brother not being here. And I'm about to end this video, y'all, because I almost teared up, and I'm not about to be that. It's one thing we don't do. But peace and blessings be upon everything and everybody. I truly acknowledge everyone that was there for my baby brother. And thank you all so much again. Holla at your girl, get at me. We doing this for life. And we family. And I'm just saying we gotta keep this greatness there, because I say it's rare for us to be as big as we are. And we don't have a lot of infighting. I mean, I believe everyone wishes everyone well. And we let people make it. You got to make your own mistakes. I'm not here to judge nobody, but if one of my nieces come to me with questions, I'm gonna straight up no chaser. One of my nephews come to me with questions. We about to get it out the mud. Auntie don't judge. I don't advise. I can just share with you little things in my life, and you take what you got. Maybe some things I did you may see, okay, that's good, but some things I did may teach you what not to do, and I'm fine with that too. But my thing is to always speak truth. I believe the truth is what sets us free, no matter what. You don't gotta be blatant. We're not trying to hurt nobody's feelings. You're not trying to be one up on nobody, but you want to be known for being a truth speaker, and that's gonna get us a long way. It is. And these young men, I'm so proud of everything, Derek. You are so. I love you. Everything, Derek. You are such a man. You are my brother times 10. When I was a little girl, and your daddy used to fight for me in Park Hill, and it was just so crazy. I see you doing the same thing for your sisters and all the women in our family. We do need men in these days that's gonna stand up and be men. I mean, I said it. If it's politically correct or not, I don't know. But some people really do need to speak on that, and I'm one that will. I have an opinion. If everybody has the freedom to opinion, why is my freedom and my opinion being altered? See, that's not. We're gonna keep it all the way around. And I'm gonna say this: Allah's calling on warriors. That's gonna be people with a strong prayer life, people that are going to stand up on this front line unto death. God is not calling no sissies. I'm sorry. If I hurt someone's feelings, I just got to put that out there. Strengthen yourself up a little. Just, you can't break down every time someone says something that's offensive to you. This is real life. And sometimes people's words, let them rub off your back. It's not that serious. Can't nobody break me that didn't make me. And between my mother and father, I don't think I'm about to have any issues right now. And but y'all, it's just so much going on. Like I said, my family is very much so still in mourning. And mommy just, I was ready to just make her stay with me. But mommy does her thing. We all live our life. And it's not me to try to shelter mommy or bring her in or rein her in. No, everything she does, I know that's my mission before I leave this earth. And she's vibrant. She does her thing. And I dare say I am so proud of my wife. It's 4 o'clock. Wow, see how that time is? That's an hour. I'm gonna stop because y'all know I can look at this playback and put a description here. So it's just really introduction to my YouTube channel and just where I am and what I'm doing. So there's a lot of things being processed. I'm in the process of moving. I'm in the process of cohabitating. I'm in the process of a new media outlet. And with that being said, Walaikum Salam. Peace and blessings be upon everyone.